Juche 111, the abode of unhappiness, the nest of happiness. Look at the pictures of poor people lying on the street in blankets and thin films. This is an aspect of the miserable life of the South Korean people. Who said a home is a haven for people and the cradle of a single family? Without a home, the home of human beings, it is impossible to think of any stability or life or hope of life. However, even today, in the 21st century, many people in South Korea are homeless and wandering the streets, spending the cold winter in Korean paper. It really is a sad thing. Currently, in South Korea, there are tens of thousands of homeless people living a miserable life, wandering the streets and alleys without a home. It is said that in Seoul alone, about 3,000 homeless people live in the Seoul Station Underground and go out to the outdoor plaza during the day and to the underpass at night to make a bed with paper trays and to sleep. Recently, it is said that more and more people are sleeping on a blanket or Korean newspaper after being evicted from such underpasses due to a malignant epidemic. I can't pay the rent, so I go out on the street to sleep, but it is not comfortable. If you are in history, are you kicked out at night? Then go to the building below. After some time, they clean up the place. Then at dawn, it goes back to history. So far, no one has helped. A woman who has no home and lives on the streets, wandering here and there, told a reporter about her unhappy situation. Now, in South Korea, house prices have risen by 24% compared to last year, and the house price increase rate is the #1 in the world. Experts in South Korea and various classes claim that the reason house prices have risen like this is because of the poor policy introduced by the authorities. The reality is that the real estate policy proposed that every opportunity that clumsy pharmacies kill people is vain, and thus shows that the recovery of the people's livelihood has had a tremendous result of ruining the livelihood of people. Even at this time, many poor people in South Korea are living in 3 rooms or living in separate families because they cannot pay the huge house price. Constantly soaring prices, increasing debt piles, and ever-increasing difficulties in living are only adding to the suffering and frustration, fear, and pessimism about life, and in the end, they are giving up on their own lives. South Korean society is a society in which the vast majority of the working masses cannot have any dreams or hopes for life, and there is no future. Then what about our republic? In our republic, under all conditions and all circumstances, the people's livelihood is our top priority, and we are sparing millions of dollars for this purpose. In other countries, ordinary workers, farmers, scientists, and educators are making their home without paying a penny in fancy houses that only the privileged class can imagine. The voices of our people still echo in our ears as we embrace the living room, which has several rooms, an all-in-one room, a washroom, a kitchen, and everything necessary for living. I really don't know how to express this joy and happiness because I think that this is strange. This new house is my home. I never dreamed that a new house like this would be opened to newlyweds like us. Like us living in the arms of the Marshall's Party, there are probably no happier people in the world. The people's voices are resounding everywhere in the motherland about a system of gratitude that gives ordinary people, free of charge, a modern, new, living house that stands up like a bamboo shoot in this land. If you want to know the superiority of socialism over capitalism, you must go to Joseon. The sovereignty of the country rests with the people, and they design their own future and enjoy true freedom to the fullest. Indeed, how happy our people are who do not know the very word of house price and live without worrying about having their children study in the wonderful housing provided by the party and the state, or getting treatment if they become ill. The laughter of happiness resounding from the new housing units, the sighs of despair when the touch is the misery of not having a home, the wonderful housing that our ordinary workers receive without paying a penny, and the living quarters that are increasing day by day in South Korean society. It can clearly be seen from the two contrasting realities as to which social system is the home where human dignity and rights are thoroughly guaranteed and a better future is firmly secured. Yes, an exploitative society can never imitate the superiority of our style of socialism centered on the masses of people that realize all dreams and ideals of the people. Therefore, all of our people touch the heart of calm. Socialism, my country, is the best country in the world.